So how does a father of four end up on the North Shore of Pittsburgh rapping about the 8 basic camera angles while wearing a 412 hoodie? Stick around and I will tell you the behind the scenes story of how I made my very first rap video. I have been a huge fan of rap since the Beastie Boys and De La Soul came onto the scene. Simple rhymes about what people are doing in their life really hits a home run with me. I wanted to combine my love of rap with simply making a video about the 8 basic camera angles, or the basic camera angles in general. And I spent a lot of time plugging into YouTube and watching a whole bunch of tutorials on camera angles, and they're all relatively the same. And I said to myself, how could I make the same thing just slightly different? And that's where I realized I wanted to put the two ideas together. Thus, the very first line of the rap. This video's been done, you've seen it 1,000 times. It's never been done like this because I've got the bling rhyme. Over a couple of days, I literally wrote out a rap about the 8 basic camera angles. The extreme close-up is the first shot you should know. You stick your object close and now you are a pro. And it was so much fun to write it and come up with rhymes and tell a simple story about the 8 basic camera angles. Except I only had one problem. I didn't have any music to rap to it. The best part about working in a middle school is it really is like a true Hollywood studio. If I need a prop, I can go down and talk to the guy in the wood shop. If I need some costumes, I go down and I talk to the teacher in the food and consumer science. When I need a rap song, I go and talk to Mix Master McNutt. And by the way, we were both hired the same year. So I go down there and I bust out one of my rhymes. Well, we're not done yet, 5 more shots to go. I know you dig my rap because I got the smooth flow. He creates a nice musical bed for me, and I come back the next day and we polish it, and we probably go through like 3 evolutions of it before we hit on the beat that got everyone's head bobbing. Now I had my lyrics, now I had my music. Next thing I had to do was record the two together. With the music from Mixmaster McNutt, it was now time to record the music with the rap. How did I do it? I reached back here and I grabbed myself the blue Yeti snowball. I know what you're thinking, Oliver, it's not blue. I know, but it's a blue Yeti snowball. I made 2 tracks. I put Mixmaster McNutt on track 1 and I put my vocals on track 2. And then in my basement, I sat here and just went over the rap. And it didn't go smooth the first time. I had to do a lot of takes. There were certain sections where I mumbled my words and I would cut them out and just redo them. But eventually I got a take that I liked. I recorded it right here in my basement with something called the Blue Yeti. Not blue. When I wrote the rap for this way back in February, I knew I was going to need a camera operator to help me work the camera. But I didn't know of any, so I went to the Facebook site of the local Pittsburgh filmmakers and I saw a guy who had made a great little 5 to 7 minute documentary about a local ski park here.
Ski school, and I think the ski patrol does a pretty good job of making sure we have a safe and enjoyable environment for people to enjoy the winter sports.
All while only being 20 minutes from downtown. It's the perfect place for people from the city to learn how to ski.
It reminded me of Rick Seebeck, a known documentarian in the Pittsburgh area. So I sent him a DM and said, here I am, I'm a middle school teacher who wants to make a rap video about the 8 basic camera angles. What do you think about being a camera operator for an afternoon? He said yes, and so today we are going to film it down here on the North Shore of Pittsburgh. Like all good people, I've got my shot list right here. Hopefully in 2 hours time we can get between the 26 and 28 different shots that we need as we work our way from Heinz Field down to PNC Park and back again. And then fingers crossed that the sun will come out. On the day of the shoot, I had hired the camera operator for about a 2-hour period. When we got together, he showed up around 3:15, so that gave us 2 hours, because I knew in this amount of time I wanted to get these shots. I was using the triple take method. I wasn't going to film like a master shot of me rapping in 3 or 4 locations, then put that together. I knew that I could do a whole bunch more locations and just kind of overlap the dialogue from each one and then put that together in the edit. The way to keep me focused was I created a shot list. And as the day went on, I would take notes to keep track of the shots. This was so important because when we finished at 5:15, my camera operator turned to me and said, "Wow, I've rarely been on a set that finishes on time." That is why you create a shot list so you know what to do, how to do it, and what comes next. Because as I've always said, when that adrenaline gets flowing, it's really, really, really hard to know where you're at, what to do. But the shot list keeps everything focused.
You know it's true. Here we go.
The hardest part of the day was probably just as the day wore on, trying to keep it all straight in my head. I had visualized it hundreds of times, but then to actually say the rhymes, to rap the rhymes, to coordinate what I was saying while playing the soundtrack, which I just stuffed into my hoodie pocket, became very tiring after a while, which is why it was so nice to have the shot list. The part that I loved the most about the day was collaborating with a complete stranger who I had never met, but I had watched his work and I knew he was familiar on Sony cameras, and having somebody there offer insight and creative ideas was simply the best.
And then like basically since it'll be pretty blown out, we can
Okay.
go up and then the next one can
Go down, okay.
come down.
All right,
Yep.
let's see if we can get... There really is nothing better than collaborating. If you can collaborate with one person or a group of people, I think it's what brings creative people together, because I absolutely loved it. And my favorite moment was probably when we were talking about the point of view shot. As I come up to the camera from the extreme wide shot, he was like, "Hey, you should grab the camera and then take it off and then show the point of view." Excellent idea. And I think it turns out really well in the video. It's a quick jump cut, but then I just take the camera off the tripod and then you can point and you see my camera crew behind me and it looks really cool. And at the same time, it talks about what a point of view is. One of the things that I learned, and you learn sometimes the hard way, is that you need to use your neutral density filter. My favorite shot is the over the shoulder where I get to rap next to the Roberto Clemente Bridge as I show an over the shoulder shot. It's a little overexposed, but if we had just slowed down a little bit, reached into the camera bag, got the neutral density filter, screwed it on the lens, I think the shot could have looked even better. But experience is the best teacher.
From my man Van Gogh, you frame up your subject from the head to the toe. You pull the camera back.
Since the release of my rap video, it has just been fun to get comments from friends and family and share it with my students. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe in the description below. I'm Oliver Wiehe. Welcome to Oliver Wiehe's super cool YouTube channel for dads that are over 50, rap on the North Shore, and wear 412 hoodies. Or, wait a minute, I got my dude hat. Excuse me, trooper. Will you be needing any package today? Yo, man, don't be pulling on my jacket, okay? Cool. Just trying to get your attention so you can take a look at this invention. Now peek these. That one goes for Shock G. Rest in peace. The Humpty Dance is a chance to doing the hump.